Imagine waking up every morning, unknowingly contributing to a silent decline that impacts your strength, mobility, and overall quality of life. For millions over the age of 50, this isn't a hypothetical scenario. It's the reality of sarcopenia, the progressive and generalized loss of skeletal muscle mass and strength. This isn't just about losing a bit of firmness. It's about losing the very foundation of your independence, making everyday tasks like climbing stairs or carrying groceries increasingly challenging. The good news is, you have more control than you think, starting with a simple, yet profoundly overlooked, aspect of your daily routine. Sarcopenia is far more than just a natural part of aging. It's a serious health concern recognized by leading medical organizations. It accelerates frailty, increases the risk of falls and fractures, and can significantly reduce your metabolic rate, making weight management harder. While many factors contribute to this decline from genetics to activity levels, our research indicates that one particular dietary habit, often practiced first thing in the morning, is a primary culprit, actively undermining your body's ability to maintain and build muscle. The implications of ignoring sarcopenia are profound. It can lead to a vicious cycle where reduced muscle mass limits physical activity, which in turn further accelerates muscle loss. This downward spiral can severely impact your health span, meaning the years you live free from disease and disability. But what if there was a straightforward, evidence-based adjustment you could make that could dramatically shift this trajectory, helping you preserve your strength and vitality well into your later years? Today, we're going to expose the single biggest breakfast mistake that's costing you valuable muscle, particularly if you're over 50. We'll dive deep into the science, reveal why this mistake is so prevalent, and, most importantly, provide you with actionable strategies to reverse course. If you're serious about maintaining your strength, energy, and independence, then paying attention to this critical information could be one of the most impactful decisions you make for your long-term health. Before we unveil this crucial information, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss our future health hacks, packed with scientifically backed strategies to optimize your well-being. This isn't just about extending your life. It's about enhancing the quality of every single day you live. The number one breakfast mistake that is actively causing muscle loss, particularly in individuals over 50, is consistently consuming a breakfast that is critically low in high-quality protein. Think about the typical breakfast: toast with jam, a bowl of sugary cereal, a muffin, or just a cup of coffee. While these options might seem convenient or even comforting, they are nutritional powerhouses of carbohydrates and fats, providing very little, if any, of the essential macronutrient your muscles desperately need to thrive and repair, especially after an overnight fast. For younger individuals, the body is often more forgiving, capable of synthesizing muscle protein more efficiently, even with suboptimal protein distribution throughout the day. However, as we age, a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance sets in. This means our muscles require a significantly higher amount of protein per meal to trigger the same muscle-building response that a younger person might achieve with less. A breakfast lacking sufficient protein essentially leaves your muscles starving, missing a critical opportunity to kickstart repair and growth. This mistake is pervasive because it often stems from cultural habits and marketing. We've been conditioned to view certain foods as breakfast foods, many of which are heavily processed and carbohydrate. The idea of prioritizing a substantial amount of protein, such as eggs, Greek yogurt, or even a protein shake, often takes a backseat to speed and familiarity. Yet, this seemingly innocuous choice at the start of your day can set a detrimental tone for your body's muscle maintenance efforts. For the next 24 hours, when you consume a breakfast rich in carbohydrates but poor in protein, your body rapidly processes the sugars, leading to a quick energy spike followed by a crash. More importantly, without the amino acids provided by protein, your body cannot effectively signal muscle protein synthesis, the process by which new muscle proteins are created. Instead of rebuilding and strengthening, your body might even begin to break down existing muscle tissue for energy, especially if overall daily protein intake is also inadequate. Therefore, the seemingly innocent choice of a low-protein breakfast isn't just a missed opportunity. It's an active detriment to your muscle health. It directly contributes to the acceleration of sarcopenia by failing to provide the necessary building blocks and signals at a time when your body is primed to use them. Understanding this fundamental error is the first step towards reclaiming your muscular vitality and ensuring your body has what it needs to combat the effects of aging. To truly understand why a low-protein breakfast is so detrimental, we need to delve into the science of muscle protein synthesis, or MPS. MPS is the biological process where your body creates new muscle proteins, essential for repairing damaged muscle fibers, maintaining existing muscle mass, and building new muscle. This process is primarily stimulated by two factors: resistance, exercise, and the consumption of protein, specifically the amino acids derived from protein. Among these, leucine is particularly important, acting as a key signaling molecule. For individuals over 50, the concept of a protein threshold becomes critically important. Due to anabolic resistance, studies show that older adults require a higher dose of protein per meal to maximally stimulate MPS compared to younger individuals. While a younger person might trigger a robust MPS response with 20 to 25 grams of protein, someone over 50 often needs 30 to 40 grams, or even more, in a single sitting. Consuming less than this threshold means you're simply not providing enough stimulus to effectively counteract muscle breakdown. When you wake up in the morning after an overnight fast, your body has been in a catabolic state, meaning it's been breaking down tissues, including muscle, to some extent for energy. This makes the first meal of the day, breakfast, a prime opportunity to reverse this catabolism and kickstart anabolism, the building up process. A high-protein breakfast delivers a flood of amino acids, particularly leucine, signaling your muscles to switch from a breakdown state to a building state, effectively turning on the MPS machinery. If your breakfast falls short of this crucial protein threshold, you're essentially missing this golden opportunity. Your muscles don't receive the strong anabolic signal they need, and the catabolic processes from the overnight fast may continue for longer than necessary. This repeated failure to adequately stimulate MPs at breakfast, day after day, week after week, contributes significantly to the gradual, yet relentless loss of muscle mass that characterizes sarcopenia. This isn't just theoretical. It's backed by a robust body of peer-reviewed research. Studies consistently demonstrate that an even distribution of protein intake across meals with a focus on meeting that higher protein threshold at each meal is far more effective for muscle preservation and growth in older adults than simply meeting a total daily protein target, especially if that target is mostly met in one large evening meal. The timing and quantity of protein, particularly at breakfast, are non-negotiable for combating age-related muscle decline. Beyond simply providing protein, breakfast holds a unique and often underestimated significance for muscle health, especially as we age. After an overnight fast, typically 8 to 12 hours without food, your body's amino acid reserves are depleted, and your muscles are in a prime state to absorb and utilize nutrients. This makes breakfast the most metabolically sensitive meal of the day for muscle protein synthesis. It's an unparalleled window of opportunity to signal your body to rebuild and repair. Think of it like this: your muscles have been running on empty. When you introduce a significant amount of high-quality protein first thing in the morning, it's like providing a superfuel injection directly to your muscle cells. This rapid influx of amino acids, particularly essential amino acids, triggers a much stronger and more efficient anabolic response compared to consuming the same amount of protein later in the day, when your body might already be saturated or less responsive. Furthermore, a protein-rich breakfast helps regulate blood sugar levels more effectively throughout the day. When you start your day with a carb-heavy meal, you often experience a sharp spike and then a crash in blood glucose, leading to energy fluctuations and increased cravings. Protein, on the other hand, digests more slowly, providing a sustained release of energy and helping to stabilize blood sugar, which indirectly supports overall metabolic health, crucial for muscle maintenance. Many people fall into the trap of skipping breakfast or opting for a minimal carb-loaded option because they're not hungry or they're in a rush. However, understanding the profound impact this first meal has on your muscle health should shift your perspective. It's not just about satisfying hunger. It's about strategically fueling your body to combat the natural aging process and maintain your strength and vitality. Missing this opportunity is a daily setback in the fight against sarcopenia. If you're finding this information valuable and want to empower yourself with more evidence-based health strategies, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue to produce content that genuinely makes a difference in your health journey. We're committed to bringing you the best research-backed advice, and your engagement fuels that mission. Now that we understand the critical mistake and the science behind it, let's talk about solutions. Rebuilding your breakfast to prioritize protein doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. The key is to consistently hit that 30 to 40 gram protein threshold with high-quality sources that provide a complete amino acid profile. This strategic shift will directly support muscle protein synthesis and actively combat sarcopenia. One of the easiest and most versatile options is eggs. A large egg contains about 6 grams of protein, so aiming for 4 to 5 eggs in a scramble, omelette, or even hard-boiled can get you well on your way. Pair them with some vegetables for added nutrients and fiber. Another excellent choice is Greek yogurt, particularly the plain, unsweetened variety, which can pack 15 to 20 grams of protein per serving. You can enhance this by adding a scoop of protein powder, nuts, or seeds for an extra boost. For those who prefer a quicker option or struggle to eat large amounts in the morning, a high-quality protein shake is an incredibly effective solution. Look for whey protein, which is rapidly absorbed and rich in leucine, or a plant-based blend if you have dietary restrictions. Mixing 1 to 2 scoops with milk or a plant-based alternative, along with some fruit or spinach, can easily deliver 30 to 40 grams of protein in a delicious and easily digestible format. Other excellent protein-rich breakfast ideas include cottage cheese, which is packed with casein protein, a slow-digesting protein that provides a sustained release of amino acids, or even lean meats like turkey or chicken sausage. Don't be afraid to think outside the traditional breakfast box. Leftover dinner protein, like grilled chicken or fish, can make for an incredibly effective and nutrient-dense morning meal that meets your protein needs. The goal is to make protein the star of your breakfast plate, not an afterthought. By consciously choosing these protein powerhouses, you're not just eating breakfast. You're strategically fueling your muscles, optimizing your body's ability to repair and grow, and taking a proactive step towards maintaining strength and independence as you age. This simple yet profound change can significantly impact your long-term muscle health. While optimizing your breakfast protein is a foundational step in combating sarcopenia, it's crucial to understand that it's part of a larger, holistic strategy. Muscle preservation and growth are multifaceted processes that require consistent effort across several key areas. Neglecting these other components, even with a perfect breakfast, will limit your overall success in maintaining strength and vitality. Resistance training is perhaps the most powerful stimulus for muscle growth and maintenance, especially for older adults. Lifting weights, using resistance bands, or even engaging in bodyweight exercises signals your muscles to adapt, grow stronger, and retain mass. Aim for at least 2 to 3 resistance training sessions per week, targeting all major muscle groups. This synergistic effect of adequate protein intake and regular strength training is non-negotiable for effectively combating sarcopenia. Furthermore, your total daily protein intake matters significantly. While a protein-rich breakfast is vital, you also need to ensure you're consuming enough protein throughout the entire day, ideally distributed across all your meals and snacks. General recommendations for older adults often suggest 1.0 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day, or even higher for active individuals. Consistently hitting this daily target, with a strong emphasis on breakfast, provides the continuous supply of amino acids your muscles need. Beyond protein, a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates provides essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that support overall muscle health, reduce inflammation, and aid in recovery. Micronutrients like vitamin D and magnesium also play crucial roles in muscle function and bone health, both of which are intimately linked to sarcopenia. Ensure you're getting adequate amounts through diet or supplementation if necessary. Finally, hydration and sufficient sleep are often overlooked but profoundly impact muscle recovery and hormonal balance, which are critical for muscle maintenance. Chronic dehydration can impair muscle function, while poor sleep can disrupt anabolic hormone production. Addressing these lifestyle factors creates an optimal environment for your muscles to thrive. Please remember, the information provided here is for educational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional or a registered dietitian before making any significant changes to your diet, exercise routine, or supplement regimen, especially if you have underlying health conditions. We uncovered the #1 breakfast mistake causing muscle loss after 50, a critically low protein intake at the start of your day. We've explored the scientific imperative of muscle protein synthesis, the unique metabolic window breakfast offers, and practical ways to transform your morning meal. Now, it's time to consolidate this knowledge into a clear, actionable plan that empowers you to reclaim and maintain your muscular strength for years to come. Your first, immediate step is to intentionally redesign your breakfast. Aim for 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein every morning. This could mean 4 to 5 eggs, a large serving of Greek yogurt, with added protein powder, a protein-rich smoothie, or even lean meat leftovers. Make this a non-negotiable habit. It's the single most impactful dietary change you can make to combat the accelerating effects of sarcopenia and provide your muscles with the essential building blocks they crave. Beyond breakfast, commit to a consistent resistance training program. Incorporate strength exercises 2 to 3 times per week, focusing on progressive overload to challenge your muscles. Remember, diet and exercise are two sides of the same coin when it comes to muscle health. They work synergistically, amplifying each other's benefits, ensuring that the protein you consume is effectively utilized for muscle repair and growth. Finally, adopt a holistic perspective on your health. Ensure adequate overall daily protein intake. Prioritize nutrient-dense, whole foods. Stay hydrated, and optimize your sleep. These lifestyle pillars create the ideal internal environment for your muscles to flourish, supporting not just physical strength, but also metabolic health, energy levels, and cognitive function. This isn't about temporary fixes. It's about sustainable, evidence-based practices for a vibrant, independent future. The journey to ageless strength begins with informed choices. And today, you've gained invaluable insight into one of the most critical by transforming your breakfast from a muscle-wasting mistake into a muscle-building opportunity. You're not just eating differently, you're investing in your future self, a future filled with vitality, independence, and the strength to enjoy every moment. Make this change, feel the difference, and empower yourself to live a life unconstrained by age. If you're ready to continue your journey towards optimal health, don't miss our next deep dive into the most effective ways to boost your metabolism after 50. Click the video on your screen now to discover more science-backed strategies for a healthier, stronger you.